Xylem is a company that is committed itself to solving water problems. They try to achieve this by creating technology that meets the world's water waste and energy needs. Under Xylem, there are many different other brands, one which is Lowara. Lowara is one of the brands that is currently using for our computer pumps. The pump we have today is a DDC-1. Now you've heard a little bit of history, let's dive a bit more into a little bit more history before we get on with the actual review of the DDC pump. So this pump is the world's first pump to be used in mass-produced water-cooled workstations. Ideal solution for cooling processors and electronic components using water. The pump is very silent, has a minimum of 50,000 hours of lifetime. It is 38mm high, which means that it fits into most PC cases. So we got a couple of DDC-1 pumps here from Xylem. Woo! Nearly lost it. Don't do that. But anyway, so basically that's a single pump, that's a single pump. They come like this with this sort of top, which you can't really get a barb around it or a compression fitting. You kind of have to buy your own tops to go on top. And then basically they sit flat and you screw them to the bottom, and you have a reservoir at the bottom, and then the reservoir with the coolant feeds the pump comes out and then circles around the loop, and that's how that works. But what I like about these DDC pumps is that from Xylem as well, because I didn't get it from Laing or Swiftech or anything like that, I actually did get this from Xylem themselves, and it came like this. So what I like about it is that I could take it out and I could definitely start to do some cable management around it and make it look nice with some sleeving and stuff, and then do the ends, and then I could easily slide it through the back as well, so everything's all nice and tidy. And I like how it's come like that, but most people probably won't like it like this. They would like it so it have like a block on there and a fan connector or something like that, but they come like this, so that's pretty cool for people that are a bit more experienced with that sort of stuff. But anyway, talking about pump tops, I've got a few companies here. Well, actually I've got one company here actually, and it's Swiftech. So that is a DDC pump at the bottom here, as you can see. What's slightly different about it is that it's got dual pumps in there, as well as a dual top that goes on top, and then a little reservoir goes onto the top with a little barb, and it's connected, and then it feeds the coolant around into one pump into the other. But then you've got different speeds, and the good thing about it is that if one pump fails, at least another pump's going. Now if both pumps fail, then you've got a problem. But anyway, you've got compression fitting on the front there, and you can do it in different orientations as you like. Now as you can see, that I've got a Molex connector at the back here, and I've got a 4-pin fan header, which is PWM, so you can control it by software or software in the BIOS, and it's all these funny mustardy colours that are connected, but you can sleeve them up and they're really nice. But what I was saying earlier is, because it's not sleeved now, you'll have to get a special tool to take off the Molex connector and obviously the 4-pin fan header as well, and then you will be exposed with like cable ends like that, and then you can slide on the sleeving and make it look really nice, and then put the blocks on. But normally when you get it all wrong and then you've got it all nice and tidy, done all the cable management and pulled the loop together, it's a bit of a problem. So just make sure, if you're going to take these blocks off, make sure you put them back to where they should be. So the pros: you can have one pump and hope for the best that it works and it constantly keeps working and it's good and you don't have to change it out. The con is, if it breaks, you're going to have to redo the whole loop and drain your loop and do all the uncabling, and yeah, that's bad. But the cool pro is having two pumps that are connected to, like I showed you in the Swiftech, combined together. So that means that you could have one pump that fails, one pump that still goes on, or you can have both pumps going together, go into the software, slow it down so you don't have so many litres per hour going around the loop. You can have it so it's very custom, and then you get in the heat distribution out of the case in the right way. So if the coolant's going around really quick, it's just basically not going to cool it down. So you need to get it in a way where the coolant is touching the copper plate and it's cooling down little parts of it, but slow enough that you can see the temperatures going down and not the temperatures still rising up. if you know what I mean. So pros and cons. Pros, con, but pro at the same time, especially if you've got a mini ITX case. It's cool. The best pump for water cooling is from Xylem, obviously. They're the first ones that done all of these sort of things. Makes sense. But technically, truthfully, you can get all kinds of different pumps. You can get DDC pumps, and then you can get pumps that are... Where's the other pump? I'll get another pump top out for you. So, this is a D5 pump, which Xylem do as well, but I've only got a DDC one with me. But in all my other systems, you will notice that I've got D5 pumps in there, and probably a few DDC ones in there actually, thinking about it, yeah. So on the back here is where the actual motor would stick out with all the cables flowing out like this would, and it have a Molex and a fan connector at the end. And then at the top here is where you have your compression fittings, on the front or on the top there. And then you've got different orientations of how you can screw it to the actual case itself. But this is what an actual pump top looks like. So instead of having it looking really ugly, you could have it so it's got a little top that makes it look nice. You can get this in acrylic and other themes as well. And at the moment I've got acetyled right here. So I've got a DDC1 pump here, and then I've got a water block, and this water block needs this DDC to work. Now for easier measures, you can have the reservoir on top, so you know when you put the coolant in, it's already feeding straight to the pump, and then through the pump, if you've got a graphics card you can water cool that, and it goes through the radiator, and then through the CPU, then through the CPU, to another radiator, and then back into the reservoir, and then the reservoir to the pump, and then the pump back into the system again, if I can remember that right. And basically this is more used than the D5 pumps. The D5 pumps are harder to use because if you've got a D5 pump, it means that you got the pump motor is away from anywhere else, and that means that you can have the tubing. So you're using hard tubing or using soft tubing, you've got to make sure that you've got a way where the coolant's going to actually be feeding through to the pump straight away, and it's already in the pump system. When you turn it on, it's ready to go, because you don't want it to be whining and then all of a sudden your motor goes, because you have to drain the whole loop and do it all over again. So if you like this video of a little history lesson of where you got water cooling pumps in your system, if you're an enthusiastic monster of water cooling, well there you know. Some of you might know anyway, but majority of you don't know. And it's always nice to know where the history came from that's made water cooling. So like a massive company like Xylem, and bringing it down to such a small product to water cool your components inside a little computer case. And it's safe as well, if it's done the right way, that is. So if you like this video, subscribe. If you didn't, dislike it, leave a comment down below, give me loads of likes. If you like this sort of content, share this video. Helps out a lot when you share this video, because other people can get to learn a little bit more what the hell is going on. And don't forget to check out my merch store with t-shirts, hoodies and all that sort of stuff. And go and check out the link in the description down below if you want to go and buy from Xylem or some Xylem partners what do the DDC pumps. And leave a comment down below if you want to talk to me about anything about water cooling or anything like you want to get off your chest about anything about computers. It's all cool, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.